How did the quality control solid foundation situation happen for you?
Oh, damn, we jumping into this. This is definitely untold right here, so I think everybody's kind of wondering about this. So, this crazy-ass city I've been telling you about.
Indianapolis?
Yeah, Indianapolis. The owner is Coach K. He's the owner of Quality Control. He's from Indianapolis. And we never had any artists break through, any rappers break through from the city. And, you know, Coach is definitely like a legend in our city. And I never been to a club before. And I went to a club for the first time to meet Coach. And I just met him, said, what's up? And, you know, like, I want to build with you. But this was before the Migos or anything. Like,
oh.
He didn't even have the Migos yet. I just knew Coach based off of his, you know, his dealings with Gucci and Jeezy. And so this was like 4 years ago. And, you know, we just been tight ever since. And, you know, when I started working with No ID and I was in the middle of doing my partnership with No ID, you know, he just got super busy and everything. And Coach had always been like my mentor. And he was like, you know what? Like, let's just make that move. I got a lot of great things going over here right now. You know, you got a nice fan base, but we can take it to the next level. And I was like, shit, I've been waiting on you. You know what I mean? So I knew it would happen one day.
I was very curious on what the connection was because when you think of Coach K or P with QC
Right.
Solid Foundation, you just think of Atlanta.
Right.
Or
right.
Southern hip hop.
Right.
You think of, you said Gucci, Jeezy,
Right.
Migos. Those are names that quickly come to the mind.
Right.
How does Mark Battles get into the mix all the way being in Indianapolis?
Exactly.
I was most curious to find out, but now I see.
That should just show you that, you know what I mean? We got something special. I feel like, I mean, he been watching me for years, and I built my fan base on my own with me and my team. We had a small team, and he was always interested in what we was doing. And I think a lot of the energy around QC, I think that needed to happen first before they started to branch out, you know what I mean? And Yachty and Amigos, and, you know, a lot of the guys that they had over time, they did a great job of just branding that name, you know, and making it a household name. But I think it makes sense to get some, you know, diversity, man. And I feel like I bring that to the table.
Being around Coach K, what's the biggest advice he's given you? Or the most important thing you learned being around him at this point?
The beautiful thing about Coach is we from the same city. So he understands the challenge. He understands the struggle, and he understands how hard it is to break through in my city. So the main thing he tells me is to make sure that I remain comfortable in my own skin. I don't try to conform and try to be something I'm not in order to, you know, establish myself. So he just liked the fact that you know, I'm comfortable being me. I don't try to run around here like I'm some tough ass nigga. You know what I mean? I ain't no street nigga. I'm a man, and I mean, all my homies, you know what I mean, they a little more, they was a little more into the street shit than me, but like, he just happy that I never tried to change, man, and he want me to just stay me. He tell me all the time, like, he think I'm, you know, J. Cole, Kendrick, he feels like that I can be that next, you know, I can fit in that space and be the next guy, but it takes so much work, man. You know, I commend those guys, those are my idols. So it's like, for him to even mention me in the same breath as them, you know what I mean? I appreciate it.
You mentioned J. Cole, you mentioned Kendrick.
Right.
If you had a chance to work with either of them in the studio right now, which one would it be?
Damn.
Hypothetically speaking.
Probably Cole, just because I feel like we can make the song from scratch. He can produce it, you know what I mean? And we can collaborate on the lyrics and everything too. So probably Cole, man, but you ask me tomorrow, I might say Kendrick. Like, that's really a toss-up. That's really a toss-up, man. Them is two of my top guys, definitely in my top 5 current, and they both are probably in my top 10 of all time. So,
what would a song with you and Cole sound like? Guys rapping bar for bar, verse, or maybe just him on a hook?
Right. I don't even think I would want to go bar for bar with Cole. Not saying I'm intimidated or nothing like that, like, because I feel like I can go bar for bar with anybody, but, like, Cole's mind, man, he touched on so many different topics. I would love to do a track with Cole that would help me think outside the box. You know what I mean? Same with Kendrick, too.
Now, what about as far as, okay, let's say there's a verse from J. Cole. How does that work when it comes to verses and features? Let's just say J. Cole just lights the verse up. It's just an incredible J. Cole verse. How does one work with something like that? Let's say he may even overshadow you on your verse.
Bro, some real shit.
What is the policy on something like that? Because you said this was one of your idols.
Yeah.
So let's say your idol kind of outshines you a little bit.
I don't even know, man. Like, I worked with a lot of people. You know, I worked with Kid Ink. I worked with Dizzy Wright. I worked with Joe Budden. I've worked with French Montana, Wale. I got songs with all them niggas, but Cole, that's a different level, bro. Like, I can't even, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain how I would approach that shit. Like, I would have to prepare myself and understand what I'm getting myself into, because a lot of niggas I done songs with, in my mind, I felt like there's no way you can out-rap me. But there's no chance in hell I would go into a studio session with J. Cole thinking that I was about to out-rap him. So it's like, keep up with him, of course, but, you know, it's kind of like your idols become your rivals type of thing, but I just haven't got to experience that yet, so we gotta wait and see.
When it comes to features, if somebody does outshine you or out-rap you, hypothetically speaking, does someone like yourself redo your verse? Do you keep your verse, keep their verse, and maybe do another verse to balance things out? How does that
work? To be as honest
People
as
have
possible,
different answers for this from different perspectives.
Honest as possible, niggas ain't out rapping me. Like, it ain't happened yet. I think I might have experienced it a little bit with King Los. I did a project with King Los, and he's fucking incredible. But I mean, I didn't finish the songs thinking like, this nigga out rap me. You know what I mean? I think it would have to be like a Kendrick or a Cole or somebody, you know, on that level for me to feel an ounce of intimidation, because I just take my craft real seriously. I work on it every day, you know, tirelessly. Like, I don't never hear nobody and just be like, and think like, this nigga can out-rap me. That just doesn't happen. I don't like to sound like an asshole, but especially nowadays, niggas barely know how to rap at all. So it's like, it's really easy. You know, I could put something out there that's just decent to me, and just because of the landscape of music, you know, my fans react like it's the most incredible verse of all time. But it's like, niggas don't really rap no more. It's more melodies and just finessing on the track. It's not actual, you know, structured raps. You know, that process is meticulous. You gotta really focus and, you know, work on the same thing over and over again. And I don't think this generation is interested in that.